Nah, I fucks with Pat.
Yeah.
Look at how he talks to these niggas.
Yeah, yo.
Yo, turn that shit up.
Turn that shit the fuck up right now.
Talking that shit. Let's go.
Yo. When you up and you winning, shit is awesome. Never felt real pain till a nigga lost one. If somebody take from you, what it's gonna cost them? Tired of niggas acting like they really put in work. Hear the boss come, be yourself. It'll do you better in the long run than see yourself staring down the barrel of a long gun. Some rappers never had no street cred, so they bought some.
How did you feel as Tupac progressed in the whole Death Row and Eastward versus West? Like, how did you look at him during that time?
So I didn't look at him no different, right? Because I knew the bigger picture.
Even though he was like, you claim to be a player, but I funked your wife, and some bad boy,
so I would constantly be in the record radio stations, literally fighting with people around the content, right? I was that person. You could ask Ebro and all of them. Like, I was fighting with them, cussing them out, fighting on that. But it's about balance, right? Like, why do we have to feed all of this to our children only, right? It's about balance. I work with all of these artists. I work with all of them, right? I just came back from Dubai with Bobby Smurda. Right? And I love his heart. I love his. I love
Bobby
who
got
he
some
is.
good energy.
He's got a whole lot of great energy.
He's
you know, and
shout out to Bobby, man.
He was here.
I was downtown shopping with my son, and yo, Mav, what you doing outside? He hopped out the truck, took pictures of my son, all that shit. You know, something super lit after that. So, you know, like good energy. Very
that's
good
Bobby. He was like, I'm going to Dubai. I said, I'm going with you. He was like, all right. I was on a plane and had a beautiful time. But, you know, content is content, right? It's got to be about diversity. It's got to be about elevation. It's not where they start, it's where they end, right? Because people have been conditioned to be unconscious. And so you can't like wake up and think they're going to be conscious because you're conscious, right? How do you educate folks to elevate their mindset to do something different? And I've helped elevate a lot of people's mindset. But some people stay in that thing and they rap about that stuff and they do a lot of great stuff in the neighborhood, right?
Right. But is that truly a balance? If your song is going to reach millions of people, but what you do in the neighborhood only reaches thousands, is that really
so then
a balance?
Let's go to the 4 people who own the record industry, right?
Who are?
I don't know who they are because the times have changed, right? But that's who is putting out this content, right? Because if they pay them to do something, which is why I want to do my own tours and our own podcast
and build our own stuff,
invest in these things. Like I believe one thing though that we need to reinvest in ourselves, right? Now, a lot of folks have made it clear you don't really need the record industry, right? You can put your music direct to your customer, right? And so how do we put out new music? How do we change the culture? That's one of the reasons why I wanted to come here, right? And
I upload my music to YouTube because I have a higher CPM rate there. And I feel like the DSPs are not doing people justice as far as the payout. So if you've been looking for my stuff on the DSPs and it's not there, there may be a time where it is when we get to that level. But for right now, I'm still a little bit disgusted.
But what are the different ways that you sell your music, right? With a prescription to your show, can they also buy or get an album? So you're not necessarily selling it, right?
Right.
When they buy Spread Your Love, can they get an album?
Spread love.
Yeah.
Right? They're not necessarily buying it, but it comes with the package.
Right.
Bundle. Premium.
But then we have to popularize it. It has to be something. We have to get back into that mode of supporting our own.
Well, no, promotion you talk, that's 2 different things. Supporting and promotion. And that's why we do the I Love My Life tour. right? That's why we got to go back to the days
Guerrilla
where we
marketing.
used to. Thank you.
Posters on the
And
posters
that-
outside, baby.
Stickers.
Y'all get
Right,
outside.
and we started that, right? The December 12th movement, young people, we started that, and then record companies came after. We were out there 4 o'clock in the morning putting up for the different rallies
Street
and
team
events,
bands, all of
and then
that.
street teams were built,
Yep.
Right.
right? And so let's get back to that, right? Because the algorithms ain't gonna allow us to connect to each other the way we really want to connect
True.
in the on the social media and stuff.
I
And how
gotta
do we
shout
get
out Shampoo for that. Shampoo still does that to this day from Def Jam.
Yeah.
He still be out with his feet on the ground, making sure the artists get seen in the street.
Yeah, we'll talk off camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we can, it's rebuilding a movement, right? And and just even in me transitioning from the day-to-day work at Life Camp, right? It's about how do I go back to the streets and how do I go back to connecting with people, training people, right? Building a marketing campaign that allows us to get our word out and connect with people and bring them in,
Right.
right? Bring them in.
Again, how did you feel about Tupac while the East versus West thing was going
It's not so much about Tupac, but the system that was built around Tupac to destroy his life, right? Because Tupac was a product of what was happening to him, and sometimes it happens so fast you don't even see what's happening to you until you can't see,
Right.
right? And sometimes, and that's why the people around me, one, I tell them I don't want no yes people around me. Right? I don't want a yes person around me. I don't want nobody subservient to me, right? Because then you're gonna feel envious and guilty and all of that stuff, right?
Right.
I want you to have a great mind. I want you to be able to pay attention to details. I want you to be able to read people, right? And read the environment. Don't try to just look at me and think like you gotta be smart to be around me.
Right.
Right? And I'm not saying the people around him weren't smart, but I'm saying this system is intentional about what it needs to do. And that's why it rather destroy the person who is creating the minds and the idea of self-determination, community building, et cetera, right? Because they know that rugged individualism maintains the system that
Status
they have.
quo.
Right. Now
Right.
I wanna ask you a couple questions. If you guys got any questions that you could throw in also. But I want you to answer as if you are the enemy.
The enemy.
As if you are the enemy.
Okay.
Okay. Did you kill Khalid Muhammad?
Bust down rolling for the hell of it. It's my time to shine, spotlights is my element. Fuck a plain Jane, don't insult my intelligence. I don't plan on selling it, so I don't see the relevance. You niggas having pawn shop nightmares. I'm light years ahead of niggas, even on a light year. Dawn Perignon stain the laces of my night ears. Born poor, but I'ma die rich, nigga, life's fair.